Hi guys, I'm Sita and I'm accompanied by my friend.
Hi, I'm Salsa.
Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about
Eating disorder.
yes. Okay, so the initial inspiration of making this video is actually one of our psychopathology class. So one of our lecturers mentioned that anorexia nervosa is the mental disorder that causes the most death among all other mental disorders. And so, honestly, upon hearing it, I was surprised. How about you, Salsa?
Well, I think the same expression popped up right out of my mind because what I've been here during all of this time, most of the dangerous mental disorder is something that related with depression and any other like schizophrenia.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. For me, actually, same. Because if it's me, if anyone mentioned the most dangerous mental disorder, I would personally think about the big three. So like depression, bipolar, schizophrenia. So something like that. And anorexia nervosa, honestly, it doesn't really come into my mind. And we also want to know whether people are as clueless as we are about the danger of eating disorders. And so earlier today, we conducted a little amateur research on our own. So we carried out a survey in our Instagram to our Instagram followers, asking the question, in your opinion, what is the most dangerous mental illness? And we posted through our stories and we received responses. So
Based on our little survey, we already have established the fact that more people need to get acknowledged that eating disorder is also arguably as dangerous as the big three mental disorders. And Sita,
yeah, so in this video, we decided to address this issue. We will get to know more about eating disorders. Was our lecturer correct when he said that anorexia nervosa is the deadliest mental disorder? And what is eating disorders? What's the causes? What's the science? And how is it in today's modern society? And we will also give you both professional and unprofessional tips on how to avoid eating disorders. So, of course, to begin this, we will have to establish a good understanding on what eating disorder is. And this will be kindly explained by my dear friend Salsa. Salsa, the time is yours.
eating disorders are behavioral conditions that characterized by severe and persistent disturbance in eating behaviors and associated distressing about thoughts and emotions. And eating disorders can be very serious conditions that affecting our physical, our psychological, and our social function. And in DSM-5, there are several eating disorders and types of them, including as anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, and binge eating disorder, and then avoid and restrictive food intake disorder, and other specified feeding and eating disorder, PCAD, and last one is rumination disorder. But however, there are only three specific ones, such as anorexia, bulimia, and binge eating. So for anorexia nervosa, they are characterized by self-starvation and weight loss, and then resulting in low weight for height and age. And then anorexia nervosa is also has the highest mortality of any psychiatric diagnosis other than another disorders, and can be a very serious condition. And the body mass index or BMI, the measure of weight of and height is typically under 18.5 in adult with anorexia nervosa. And individuals with bulimia nervosa can be slightly underweight. Can be in a normal weight, overweight, or even obese. But if they are underweight, they are considered to have anorexia nervosa, the purging type, not bulimia nervosa. binge eating disorder, people will have episodes of binge eating in which they consume large quantities of food in a brief period. For example, like they experience a sense of loss of control over their eating, and then they distressed by the binge behavior. It doesn't like people with bulimia nervosa. They do not regularly use the compensatory behaviors to get rid of the food by vomiting, by fasting, by laxative misuse, or exercising. So the binge eating is chronic and it can lead to serious health complications, including the diabetes, obesity, hypertension, and cardiovascular disease.
Now, after having the general understanding about what eating disorders are, let's see if our lecturer was correct when he said that anorexia nervosa is the deadliest mental illness. Now, let me read you the result of my research. So, if you research what mental illness has the highest mortality rate, most resources will usually say anorexia nervosa. We find valid research that backs this data that were published in 2006 and 2011. However, the most recent one is the 2011 one. And usually, recent articles that state this fact refers to the 2011 article. So we cannot really say for sure that this data is still applicable as now it has been several years after 2011. Whether or not eating disorder is the deadliest mental disorder, it cannot erase the fact that it is still dangerous. And it's especially so in today's society where we have advancement in technology and also social media is commonly used. You want to know why? So, I found an article that states that anorexia nervosa is mainly present in socioeconomically developed countries. And in these countries, the prevalence of AN has increased significantly because of socio-cultural traditions involving the admiration of fashion models and thinner women. Social media makes it easier for us to access contents that support this stereotype that is embedded in our culture. And that is why it is easier for us to be influenced by this stereotype. Now, what is this stereotype that I'm talking about? It is related to the concept of body image and it will be explained by Salsa.
Okay, so now I'm going to giving you guys a brief explanation about body image. According to Arthur on Rita in 2012, body image is an evaluation towards body size, body weight, or any other aspect from body that is related with physical appearance. And body image is also a subjective imagination that a person has on his or her body, that particularly in the relation to the judgments of others and how the body should conform to those perceptions.
And now that we have talked about the concept of body image and how important it is to build a positive body image, let's see how we can do it. So, first of all, we are going to give you some professional tips to build a positive body image. Now, if we are talking about professional tips, the first thing that we will advise you if you feel like you have some serious issue about your body image is, of course, to please go to professionals, namely psychologists or psychiatrists. And if you go to professionals, they can give you some therapy. And one of the example of the therapy that can be used to improve body image is called the cognitive behavioral therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy has many techniques, but one of which that can be used in this case is called cognitive restructuring. So, what we do in cognitive restructuring is that first we identify an error in our thoughts, and then we try to recognize what causes that error, and then we try to replace it with a more positive thought. So one of the methods that can be used to conduct cognitive restructuring that I find really interesting is called the Socratic method. So what happens in the Socratic method is that your counselor or your therapist will ask you questions that will make you understand more about the details of your thoughts. And sometimes it can lead to a discovery that will blow your mind.
So, after we already mentioned about the professional tips, Sita and I would like to give a little additional for uh, tips that maybe can help people out there for building and enhance a good body image. And Sita, the time is yours.
Okay, but as a little disclaimer, so all the things that we have talked about earlier are based on scientific research and data. So it is all credible. However, the tips that we're going to give you now is just going to be based on our experiences. So what we find to be helpful in real life and we can all apply in our daily life. And because of that, just because it works for us doesn't mean it will work for you guys. So please keep that in mind. And we want to apologize beforehand if it doesn't suit you or if it offends you in any way. Okay, so on to the first tip. A tip for me will be to follow someone like an influencer or idol or an actress or actors that is body positive. So, you know that in the media, there's usually a stereotype of the kind of body image that is represented commonly. So maybe actresses will have like fair skin and skinny figure and all. Yeah, right.
Uh,
So, however, I recently noticed that nowadays there are a lot more famous people who are more body positive. And for me, for example, I know someone from BuzzFeed. Do you know BuzzFeed Salsa? A YouTube channel.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, so there is someone called like Joyce there that I really like. She's really funny, and she's a plus size uh influencer, I think. So I like seeing her because she has a great fashion style, and I like to like seeing more representation of body image in the media. How about you, Salsa? Do you follow any body positive, maybe like influencer or idols or something?
Let me think. I think if you know the gym motivator Yulia Balshun, she's also a chef. Have you ever heard
Oh,
of her? Yeah, she always mentions
uh,
about healthy diet, how you can how you keep your mind in a positive way, how is related two things related between diet and self-love and
mhm.
positive thinking. It's quite interesting to watch her videos and her Instagram.
Yeah, and I think this will be helpful because like our thoughts and our opinion or perspective are influenced by the people around us. So that's why if we see a representation of more variety of body image in the media, I feel like that is represented in a positive way. I feel like that will really help us to build a positive body image too.
That's right.
Okay, so the second tips, how about you, Salsa? Do you have any tips you want to give?
Um, well, this actually tips for building a better body image. So maybe
Mhm,
can share, you can show some more appreciation to yourself, to
mhm,
being and appreciating. So a good start, just like what I mentioned before about Yulia Bachun, she always mentioned about um, self-love, right? So
mhm,
so for a good place to start to is to refocus on your self-talk rather than precisely nitpick over the appearance of your body. So it's better to try to recognize and appreciate even little thing that it does for yourself for every day. So what already exists in yourself, you have to
mhm,
enhance it.
mhm. Yeah, I agree with that because I actually have something similar to that. So, I like to watch movies, right? So, I like to watch Bollywood movies. And one of the movie that I watch is titled Banti or Babli. And in that movie, the actor and actress who plays the lead characters, they have darker skin tone. And
Mhm.
so, actually, at that time, I was rather like conscious about my own skin tone because I used to be fairer when I was younger. But as I grew older, I got darker. So I was like a bit like, oh, I wish my skin tone can go back to when I was younger, you know. But when I was watching the movie, I watched a music video of that episode. You know, like Indian movies have songs, right?
Yeah.
And I watched I watched the clip of one of the song on YouTube, and someone in the comment section mentioned something like, "I really like this movie because the lead characters have dusky skin tone."
Mm.
So that's like the first time I heard about that description of darker skin tone. You know, usually if it's like in the media, this a beautiful skin tone will be
Always
described as, oh, he has,
fair
yeah,
skin. Japanese
porcelain
look
blonde hair.
nice.
Yeah, yeah, like
Asian
she is
skin tone.
so pale,
Yeah.
as if she has been dead for 365 days, you
So
know.
it's like
Like,
this cloud.
yeah. So yeah, but that was like the first time I hear a very beautiful description of a skin tone that is usually not appreciated, you know, in the society. So I think that is a really good way, like attaching your insecurities maybe with beautiful words. I like doing that, like dusky skin tone, honey skin, you
Honey
know.
skin. Glaze.
Yeah, I like.
Well, yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay,
You are
then
what
should I should
you are. Have you ever heard about you are what you eat?
yeah, I have.
So yeah, we have to feed our brain with a positive word, because if we eat
Yeah.
a positive word, we will have a great mindset,
Mm-hmm.
healthy vision to watch what happened in the society, that we not always have to follow the stereotype that exists in this world, right? Yes. What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think it's my roommate. Please ignore us. Okay, then shall we move on to the next tips?
Apa sih?
Oh, ini di-cut ya.
Oke.
Tipsku.
Oke. Oke.
Kebetulan aku lupa tipsku apa sih lagi?
Aku
Oh
cuma
iya, oke.
itu aja.
Iya. Okay, so shall I give our last tips?
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so my last tips is to find your own style that suits you, not just follow what is good in the media. So it is based on my experience. So when I was growing up, my parents always dressed me coincidentally in clothes that suits my body type. So my body type is like reverse triangle. So it's not the ideal body type. You know, ideal body type is a hourglass, right? And mine is
See,
not.
that's stereotype. That's
Yeah.
stereotype.
Yeah. So, but my parents coincidentally dressed me in clothes that suits my body type. So growing up, I never thought that, oh, my body type is bad because clothes always look nicely on me, you know. But when I see like models on Instagram and all, like I see new clothes, like cute clothes, like I want to try those. And then I buy something similar to that and it doesn't suit me. So it makes me realize, oh, why doesn't this suit me? Do I have bad body type? And then I research it and I find out that, oh, my body type is not ideal, and I got quite sad about it. So my point is that just because everybody, like just because it looks good and other people doesn't mean it will look good on your body. And I think sometimes it can make you sad. It's just realistic, you know, like we're jealous how other people can pull off stuff we cannot. But if to make us feel better, I think it's good to just find our own style that suits us, you know, like not for me, like I'm good at wearing like big
Sleeves.
shirts, yeah, long sleeve, like oversized sleeve shirts. And I just buy things that suits me and not something that, like, I don't force things to look good on me, you know. So I
Yeah.
think it will By dressing up nicely, it will bring up your mood.
Sometimes trends that occur in this world that trending nowadays is not related with our body type. So yeah, do not always following trend. They might get sucks.
Yeah, find your own style, guys.
Your own style. So I think we're already coming to the end session of the discussion of the topic of eating disorder. And thank you everyone for watch our videos. And we hope we can give you all a new insight in the range of mental illness. And maybe Sita, you have anything to say?
Well, I just hope that our little discussion can enlighten you on the danger of eating disorder, which is our main objective in this video.
Also, don't forget to give us feedbacks. We're very open to any discussion, so don't be hesitate to ask or maybe give opinion about eating disorders. And I want to say thank you, Sita, for being my partner on this discussion. Love you.
Love you too.
Kenapa jadi romantis?
Bye. Kenapa nggak